King keeps up the cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here, and joining me as every Tuesday, we have Rob with the fattest stacks of comics in the land. Rob, how you doing tonight, sir?
Bien, you too?
And right below
I'm
us,
trying to stay dry. How's that?
yeah, right. Well, you know, we got pounded with our storm here, and then as quickly as the storm came, it's gone now, and it was like freezing bitter cold this morning all night long. I leave work, and on the way home it got sunny, and then of course I slept for most of the sunny.
Yeah, we just roll up our pant legs and go waiting.
Right. And joining us tonight as another co-host, we have Steve the Voice White. How you doing tonight, Steve?
I'm doing great, and guys, keep the weather south of the border there. It's fine. Keep it south of the wall.
Right. Well, we're gonna find that Canadian warlock and take care of him.
I don't want that weather here.
Right. And of course, our man of the hour. He needs no introduction. One of the most important guys to my channel. Has been a supporter ever since he came on, and a great friend. I am always honored to welcome Nick to the show. How you doing tonight, Nick?
Much better that you give me a reception like that. Jeez.
It's almost like you paid him well.
Almost.
Damn. Hey, that's between us two. Your check's in the mail. Steve, we don't send money to Canada. Sorry, you're out.
I know you can't get shit over the wall. That's always the problem here.
Well, the problem is we try to send you $20, but it costs $25 to get there. So
it's double.
All right, so Nick, we're gonna let you give the quick 2 minutes who you are, what your channel's about. I'm gonna say hi to the chat, and then I know you got a nice agenda lined up, so I'm just gonna hand the show over to you when we come back and let you run with it.
Okay, sounds good. For those who may not know me, my name is Nick from Nick's Kix and Comics. Honestly, that name for me is always the thought. When I hit the lottery, I want to buy a store. And when that store is there, I want to sell sneakers and comics. I was like, all right, cool. I'll that'll be my name. I'll do sneaker reviews and comic reviews. But for those anybody in the sneaker game these days knows it's not easy to get sneakers. It's easy to get sneakers, but not easier to get the higher end models or Jordans or whatever. But
yeah, the elites,
the Trump shoes.
those you can probably get no problem. But
no, those are going for $11,000 already on the line. Yeah. I've branched off recently into basketball cards. That's one of my kicks I'm into now. But I host a show on Fridays with my main man, Ignacio DeMeglio. We just talk about random stuff.
Right. You never know, and that's half the fun.
Yep. Knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe. All right, sweet. Let's say hi to the chat. So first in this evening.
The other half of the battle is.
Yeah, I don't know what the other half of the battle is.
Execution. So Shop for Comics, how you doing tonight, sir? Nice to see you. Book Collector Kevin, good evening, sir. James, how you doing? Kevin, how you doing? You're trying to schedule Kevin up on here soon.
Don't do it, Kevin. Don't do it.
Brian LCS, good evening. Mr. Doug Bratton, nice to see you, sir. One of my all-time favorite people, Jerry the Jitterbug, how you doing, sir? C. Bizzle, good evening, sir. Been a while since C. Bizzle's been on the channel too. He's got a
can we just
Chuck Hensey?
Mike Beckerman, it makes me mad. That's all.
Oh, okay. Mark from Legion of Comics. How you doing tonight, Mark? Nice to see you. Circumstances, Marcus, how you doing? And make sure you guys catch FOC and Chill after this show, which will be hosted by Marcus over on his channel. And you never know what they're going to talk about.
Pickling.
Jim, how you doing tonight? Jim has this Thursday off as I'm hosting a Logan's Run retrospective with Metarog and Damien, Sleepy Reader, and Naman. Marty Electo, nice to see you, sir. Good evening. Mr. DVH, how you doing tonight, sir? Milt Miller, you can see Milt on my channel this Friday when we're doing a Howard the Duck retrospective at 9 o'clock.
Cool.
And you can catch me over on K-Pop's channel at 7 o'clock Friday night.
Gary's the new stream whore.
Wow. What are you doing, Gary? What's going on, Gary? Tell us what you're doing.
Mr. DJ Links, how you doing tonight, sir? Another one of my favorite people, Mr. Gore Vidal. How you doing tonight, Gore? Nice to see you. Brad, I think I said hi to you, but please say hi twice.
My fellow White Walker.
Taylor Winder, good evening, sir. Beckerman, how you doing tonight, bud?
Beckerman says that name one time, and I'm literally getting mail
Pancakes.
by that
I
name.
trust you.
So what the hell's up with pancakes?
Oh, Nikki Pancakes, yeah. And let's see who else we got in. Never could figure it out. Jason, how you doing? Why won't I highlight them? There we go. Well, stop acting up, computer.
Talk nice to it. Gotta
Well,
stroke
here
it.
we got him in another spot. There we go. The other one wouldn't highlight. And all right, we are just about through, everyone. And Caroline, how you doing, Caroline? Nice to see you. Comic Cap Collectibles. Good evening, sir. And getting our normal Tuesday crowd back in here. Nice.
I actually have that pop.
And that's it for now. We'll keep nodding to people as they come in. So, Nick, I'm going to bring it back to you, sir, and you can start us out.
All right, so I know the format here, but I'm going to do a little unboxing. Lately, I don't know what to spend my money on. And this is literally the first time in my life I don't know what to do with my money. I don't know how to frivolously spend my money.
Damn.
So I look around DJ Lynx's room and I'm like, those hot toys are pretty nice.
Say that's a dangerous avenue to go down.
Different rabbit hole.
It sure is. It sure is. So what I did was I bought a hot toy, which I'll show in a moment. But not only do you have to have the hot toy, you have to have the book to go along with it. So we'll give you a little teaser.
Okay.
Oh,
Civil War. And we got this bad boy.
oh, nice.
Crap.
Iron
Wow.
Spider.
Damn, that's sweet.
Michael Turner cover. Gone too soon, but definitely one of my all-time favorite artists.
Same here. Love his stuff.
What I'll be doing is
That cover is absolute fire. Wow. I like how he's perched on Cap's shield like that. That was neat.
DJ.
yeah, and all I have to do is find a cap shield because I got
Right.
this.
And you can have it all set up and perched exactly the same way.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Frig, that's cool.
Now you got to get the display case for it, Nick.
Get some webs and shit in the background.
No,
It's brilliant, right until you drop something off the wall onto it.
Rob, you started that, Rob. That Spider-Man is missing like 9 fingers because of Rob.
Blame
And-
Rob.
Yes, because I went over to his house in Texas and
And
broke
knocked
it.
it off.
And what makes it worse, I was like, the only thing that I don't want it to be
Right?
is a broken
Right.
finger. So that's my first book of the 10.
You got Electo picking on you. If only Nick wasn't so Canadian racist, I would have got one of his mystery boxes.
Hey, that's not true. I sent to Australia.
Yep.
It is true.
So hopefully that doesn't become a thing after this show, right? Canadian racist Nick.
Hey, if he wants Marty, if you want a mystery box, you let me know how much, and I'll send it to Link Squad North. For my next books.
Nothing on my sleeve.
Yeah, I don't have anything on my sleeve. These I've had like since comics for me lately, like any of the new stuff, especially like Marvel stuff. Like I'm a big Spider-Man guy. For me, reading lately, it's just boring. So I've been going back to stuff that made me happy as a kid. And what I was doing when I was a kid was reading the pocketbooks.
Yeah, those are awesome.
I freaking love those things, man. They're amazing.
All right, so they contain about 6 issues. They're all in tiny format.
Yep.
Honestly, you'll see that the spine on these is not cracked because I just rather read my stuff digitally.
But that's
way,
cool,
it
that
doesn't-
format, because those are like bigger books, though, than the weird little guys.
Yeah. So if I ever want to read 1 through 21 and cut down on my backpack space. There you go.
Yeah, because
If
they usually come this size, right? The small ones, those are
Yeah.
like paperbacks, which are cool.
Yeah, and then
I remember these guys.
We'll get into something different in a little while. If I ever feel like reading giant size X-Men #1, the book I was looking for that made me crack my Spider-Man statue on Only Slabs.
Oh,
That's
Again.
awesome.
But these are things I remember reading in 6th grade and just awesome to have and collect. Maybe pass on to my son if he ever gets the comic book bug, but he hasn't.
I passed mine on. I had the Conan ones, and I passed them on to my son at too young an age, and he just destroyed them. But he had. But I don't regret it because he was looking at them and having fun.
And
That's what it's all about.
a few of the next books that I'm getting, like I remember my uncle put me onto comics. I had that uncle who would bring me stuff. He would always hustle, get things to sell at a flea market, whatever. And I remember getting this issue, but I remember it being so tattered and torn, and I never picked up another copy. So I figured that this is going to be part of my PC collection forever. And it's not, it's an old book, but it's got literally no key value other than the X-Men backup stories starting in this issue.
Oh, nice.
It's a beat up book. It looks like a 9.2 there, buddy.
I know that. That's what I was going to
Now,
say.
this is not my original copy.
Oh, you had a different. Okay, I was gonna say you and I have different opinions of what beat up is.
Right?
The near mint minus is beat the crap.
Yeah, and not a key significance, but this is one of the books that I've had that I read to death when I was a kid. That was just tattered and torn, and I need it for the collection. It's over there on my wall. So
I was gonna say, forget Nikki 9.5. It's Nikki 9.8.
Right?
yeah, no, and that's a funny story because I'm on to my next one. Reading comics through elementary and middle school. My upstairs best friend had this
Ooh.
issue, and for me, this issue has always been one of my favorites. And when I got back into collecting about 3 years ago, I said I'm going to get the entire X-Men run from 94 giant size through 143, the end of the John Byrne run, and then 9.8. And quickly I found out that that's not fiscally or financially responsible. So I figured 9.6 is just as good.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Right?
It depends upon if you love your kids or you love your comics.
Yeah, I love my kid, and he's got to go to college. So
Yeah.
9.6 is where possible. Yeah, it's going to be. So this is the Trial of Colossus again. Nothing of key significant. Well, first Mastermind, but it was the cover, just Colossus in there, struggling and being strong, and just breaking that wall. It's just one of those favorites. I also love. Need to have it always in the PC. So.
And always seemed whenever Colossus was on a cover, it ended up being kind of a standout cover.
Yeah, and kind of dear to me now because my friend who showed me that issue passed away last year, so I kind of hold on to it a little bit tighter. Another one, like I think we all have our guilty pleasures. Like
Right.
for Gary, it's Conan. For Rob, it's the 2099 stuff. For me, it's Exo Man of War. And I've loved that run. Like I have every single issue from the first volume, second volume, third volume, fourth volume. And back in 92, this comic here,
Oh, wow.
I spent $18 on this raw, and that was the most I ever spent on a comic book.
Jeez.
Wow.
Back when Valiant was hot.
Back when Valiant was hot. And I
Hey,
love this issue. This
it's
Barry
worth
Windsor Smith
$2.50.
cover. I love this. And now I think that's what I spent essentially in a 9.8 for this copy. But I love it. It's on my wall. You'll see like I have XO1 there, 0 there.
Now I got to ask you, Nick. Are you excited with the recent purchase of Valiant by Alien? And
No, it's just they go through that. Like I know when I'm up to whatever issue 6 is of the current EXO run, that's when they sell the company.
right. Well,
So
hopefully
they
they'll
go-
stay with Alien for a while and do something good with it.
Yeah, I don't know. They've been sold and bought a few times already. It's par for the course with them. I don't know why I needed to have this in my PC. I mean, it's always been one of my favorite stories.
I do.
All right, so I'll show it to you, and then you tell me why.
No worries.
But I remember, for me, the Hulk in the cave was always one of my favorite parts of the book. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I just turned 50 this year, and this was my 50th birthday gift to myself.
That's a good one. And a 5.5.
Yeah, that's a damn fine book there, Nick. That's a spicy meatball.
Yeah, I'm not attached to it. I'm actually considering selling this because I'm not crazy about it. Like it's not one that I have to have.
Well, you did because you didn't have it.
Right. And I've been seeing
and it is only the preeminent antithesis for Spider-Man.
Yeah. And then for me, this is like one of my favorite stories to read. But again, I'm not tied to it.
Interesting.
What number was that, Nick?
Number 14.
Okay.
ASM 14. First appearance of the Green Goblin.
Yeah. Well,
this one, however, is going to stay with me forever.
Well, I know that's your favorite book ever, isn't it?
This is if not my favorite, one of the is like 1A, 1B. Like this one is definitely going to stay in the PC. Like I remember reading and going to those big pinup, those full page splashes of each villain. I love those. And this one will always stay in my PC. I love this book.
Yeah, and I've heard you talk about that book quite a few times. That one's always connected with you.
Yep, and I can tell you that this, aside from the 4.0, like a lot of the damage comes from the spine here.
Square spine, square bound.
But the cover is amazing.
Phenomenal.
Shout out to Dustin from Two Brothers for giving me such a great deal on this. This, if it wasn't for the Texas sun, this would be on my wall all the time.
So Nick, in the absence of my partner here, who I normally have with me on Saturdays, and we kind of glossing over that book, would you mind reading what's on the right side of that label?
Sure. It's does it sound better coming from a Canadian?
Could you tell me what's on the right side of that label, please?
It's important that we give this book credit for what it is, instead of just going, here's a book I like, it's going to stay in my PC, and no explanation.
Okay. First appearance of the Sinister Six, Thor, Giant Man, Wasp, Doctor Strange, and Fantastic Four cameo. 15 pinups.
15 pinups.
Only 15.
Now, do you have a raw copy of that for yourself as well, Nick?
I have a copy on my iPad. I can read anytime I want to.
Yeah. That first team appearance of the Sinister Six. Beautiful.
That book's come into Rhinos a couple times, Raw.
Do
you want an alert next time it does?
No.
Okay.
That's actually the second time I've owned that book. The first time I owned it was about 10 or 11 years ago. And I bought that book the weekend I met Stan Lee.
Oh, nice.
And he signed it. He signed it Excelsior and Nuff said on that cover. And for the ASM 14, which I already had in a 1.8 back then, he signed just his name there. But I regret selling those two books. And I kind of felt the need to have them again, but that annual one is one I'm going to keep forever.
It's a classic book.
It is. Bobby.
Now, I always like to stress the value of community. Like my favorite thing about the past 3 years is the people I've met over the past 3 years and become friends with. They do crazy, outrageous stuff sometimes. Like you don't believe what you might be able to get for free from someone. And I got this from the one and only Pocan Joe.
Nice.
And honestly, this is not even the most important thing he's giving me for free. He's giving me a prosthetics finger for free.
No way. That's cool.
He made one for me, and I have it in my.
Okay, and Joe's a great dude.
The utility finger, no less.
So we were in Heroes Con last year, and he's like, I said, Joe, bring that book. I want to buy it from you. He's like, all right, I'll bring it. He's like, when he handed it off to me, I said, all right, what do you want for it? He's like, don't worry. And I just couldn't believe it. But shout out to the community and shout out to Pocan Joe for giving me this awesome AOK, and they're just one of those PC books for me too.
Again, for anybody who's not aware, Nick, what's the importance of this book?
Yeah, what's it say on the right side of that label?
First appearance of X-23 Laura Kinney.
Damn.
2004. And I remember buying this book on the shelf, and it's another one that I probably gave away with 15 copies of Young Avengers #1. Now, for gentlemen of my age, the next couple
Jim, one day he will come to you and ask for a favor.
I can't say no. One of the other things that I've been happy about trying to collect, also the treasury size books.
Oh, treasuries
those
are
things
amazing.
They're fantastic.
Right, so this one was pretty easy to get. I had my eyes out on Superman versus Muhammad Ali, which is probably the most expensive one. You're probably looking at a $200 to $250 book in a near mint.
Yeah,
But,
they're tough to get in near mint because the size of them, they just don't store well.
Extremely tough to get in near mint. So I've got this one.
Probably when they came out, they didn't even have bags and boards for them back in the day for that stuff. There was nothing available.
Steve will appreciate this one.
Oh, yes. Here we go. Go, Joe.
Never heard of this.
And one of the other ones that I have that
one looks in good shape too.
Well, this one only has a coffee stain on the cover.
Oh, that could be cleaned off.
Yeah. Still pretty good condition. There's
Those are
actually
not cheap either for that one. They're a little pricey too.
There's actually a place in Florida that does grading on them and encapsulation, so I might do that.
Really?
Yep.
What's the name of the company for that? Do you know offhand?
I will send that to you. I don't. Okay. In keeping with the weird formats, another thing that I used to read when I was younger.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
Nice.
Bring
Fireside
on the
books.
bad guys.
Bring on the bad guys.
That is
Origins of
cool.
Marvel Comics.
Never seen those ones before.
Son of Origins, and I think there's
those are
one
cool.
more that I'm missing.
Yeah, those are
They
bigger
have
than a
all these great
paperback.
stories. Yeah.
Bigger than a paperback, but smaller than a graphic novel, eh?
And 62 says those are classics.
Yeah, like these, I remember these getting passed around the classroom in 5th and 6th grade, and we just read them to death.
I remember other things getting passed around the classroom, but
Well, we were in 6th grade.
oh yeah.
6th grade, you wouldn't be doing that yet. Or maybe you were.
It was Santa Cruz Mountains. You'd be surprised.
No, but I love those odd things of their time. Like they don't make that stuff anymore, and those things back then were just so cool. They had so many different formats and editions of things.
And you just don't see them around though. Like, I mean, that's one of those oddball things that I
1975, Milt says.
Yeah, there you go. See, Milt would know because Milt's probably got all that stuff.
These were
insane.
Definitely on my need list when I go through my comics shopping. I don't have big keys on my list anymore. Like that kind of stuff doesn't excite me anymore. So I go for stuff that I had when I was a kid. So
let me know what the fourth one is, Nick, and I'll keep checking Rhinos for it because he gets in stuff like that sometimes.
Sweet. Yeah, definitely. If you can get well, I sent you that one other book, that Scotty book.
I've been looking,
and
because he has a whole Scotty box in the back room, and I went right through that thing looking for you.
That Muhammad Ali Superman book is the other one. I always harken back to community because it's the thing that keeps me going here on YouTube. Like I've met a ton of great people. One of those great people, and they come up with their own. They have their own projects. last time I was here, I showed the sketch cover Dale made that I want to buy, the Reservoir Dogs.
And that was incredible.
Sure was. Left it up there. Same thing with DJ. DJ has his covers, and that's the other one I forgot to put. This time around, DVH came to me. He says, "Hey, I need some books graded. Would you mind facilitating it for me?" I said, "No problem. Send it to me. And my only cost from you is one copy."
Look what Rob's got. I want an ice cream now.
The Mr. Frosty whatever truck just went by the Mr. Softy.
Gary doesn't need to do nothing. We're just
soft serve ice cream. Truck drove by the house. It's like
Gary, go
it
get
almost
an ice
never
cream,
comes by. So we're like, okay, what the hell?
We're gonna sit here and eat ice cream while Nick does his thing.
Go ahead, Nick. I'm gonna eat some ice cream.
So the DVH exclusive, right?
So this was DVH exclusive. I think
that's a cool book.
He sent me 25 or 30 books, and I think all but one came back in 9.8.
Nice.
So these were awesome. This is done by Ken Salinas, who actually is a North Texas person, who I found out later, the Voo Dudes. A lot of famous comic book people up here in North Texas.
We should have went over to his house and strong-armed him in the.
Well, I didn't find out until afterwards, but one of those awesome covers. Shout out to DVH for putting it on. And
give him a little Nicky 9.5 heat over there.
Giving me that, yeah, that was pretty awesome of him to get. Even though I wanted a metal cover, but I understood that he couldn't give it to me. I'm gonna have to go get another cover, but the cover art done for our Illuminati book was done by Austin LeMay. And this year at Heroes Con, I think everybody hit him up for sketch covers. So I gave him mine. I said, "Austin, do whatever you got to do. I don't care. I'm just gonna let you just be you, and just send it to me. I don't want any updates. I don't want any hint of what this book is going to be." So he's like, "All right, fine." So a few weeks go by. He says, "I really want to send this to you, but I kind of feel that you're not going to like it because it's not my typical thing. And I'll send it to you. I may owe you another sketch cover, but if you've seen the video where I unbox this, I literally felt it in my soul that I needed to laugh. And this is the reason why."
Oh, I did. Yes. I thought that was a great cover.
Perfect.
All right. So for those who don't know, I'm missing the tip of my left index finger.
That's
and you
perfect.
can see here, and you see I'm getting bit by the spider. So when I saw this, I immediately fell in love with it. I thought this was perfect. Not necessarily your normal Austin LeMay fare. And if you don't know about Austin, go check out his Instagram. He's an amazing artist, an amazing artist.
And when you did unbox it, I thought that was great. I laughed when I saw it, but not only that, it's perfect. Like it's so perfect. The humor spot on. It's humorous, but it's also paying respect to you, the person.
Yeah, it's the perfect blend of everything. But I never wear my wedding ring, so that's the one thing he got wrong. But this is one of those things, and Austin never gives you anything less than a 9.8. So
that's perfect.
Thank you, Mr. LeMay, for that. That was fantastic.
You did a good job drawing a hand too. Some people have a hard time with hands.
Oh, the guy is amazing. As an artist, he's amazing. Now I don't remember if I told the story of what this book cost me. All right, so this was Planet Comic-Con in 2022, I believe.
Did it cost you your first marriage?
No, came close though. Came close. I got my first chance to meet Mr. Beckerman, Steve Burke from Burke Family 54, Bobby De La Ghetto and his legendary family, brother Joe, Pocan Joe was there, and this. I won't say son of a bitch because it's a nice book. It's a nice book. But he's also sometimes a guest on this show. So I want I want to pay respect to my man Panda,
Damn. 252.
Oh yeah, wow.
Wow.
who gave
8.5.
me this cover. Like when I was, and all these books seem to have come out when I was in like 6th grade. So this is like 83, 84.
Yeah, very nostalgic books for you.
Right. And this, and I didn't have one at the time. But when he came out with this black suit, this was everything. Like this was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life at the time.
Mhm.
But Panda knew that I didn't have one, so he gave me this one. So it was awesome of Panda to do this. But later on that night, we're at the bar, and I see a tray with 4 drinks in front of me. So I was like, "What's this?" He was like, "Oh, this is for those 4 women over there." So what Panda did, Panda put it on my tab, so I had to pay for them.
Yeah.
And I had to wind up delivering those drinks to those women.
Excellent.
Classic Panda.
Essentially, he got away with pretty much anything he wanted to do, and that's what he chose to do. But I'm going to get him back for that one.
That's right. I gave you 252, so now I can mess with you all night long.
I mean, I
And
can't
make
say
you
no.
do stupid shit.
Can't say no. We're down to the last 3, we'll say. I'm going to show this one off. For those who know me know that I'm a big
man.
Scotty Young fan.
Yep.
That's cool.
And it's usually just the Marvel books that get me. But this one, I don't know. I thought was really cool.
It is. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit more intricate.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Philadelphia is a great series too.
Yeah. So this one is up on my wall now, but it's got to be moved because one of my only purchases at Heroes Con last year.
Oh man.
Yep, the
Right
original
on.
art. I remember
was
that
the cover
video.
art.
Wow.
So my wife hasn't questioned me on this yet, but I think when I
It's
put it up on
coming.
the wall, I've
There
been
will
kind of,
be judgment.
yeah, it's kind of been over there behind the wall. So I got a frame and a shadow box. I'm going to put those 2 side by side. So
That'll be
Nice.
awesome. That'll look great.
Now, how many times have you met Scotty Young now? Because I know you're such a big fan.
He's been twice. Planet Comic Con and at Heroes Con last year.
That's awesome.
Eat
Eat that cone, Rob. Eat it, baby. Eat it. Yeah. Make it sexy, Rob.
Rob, did you run for the ice cream?
No, my wife went out and got it.
That's even better.
That's nice.
While I was sitting here.
Nice.
I just turned off the camera while I was eating most of it.
For my next to last book, and I kind of want to say that this is my spec book too, because I'll just show it. Anybody who knows me also knows that I'm a big Crow fan. So the last time I was here, you guys will see that I have the Crow 1 through 4, Caliber Presents number 1, a whole bunch of original art from James O'Barr, a couple of more Crow books over there.
Plus, you just bought that original that page art, that cover art.
Thank you for ruining my story, Gary.
Oh shit! Sorry.
What happened to Gary just going to sit back and just let Nick do the host?
This is your original art for ASM 1. Great, cool, sure.
Yeah, let's do that. No, 252.
I was like, go ahead.
I wish. I am lucky enough to help out and volunteer some of my free time over at Big Time Collectibles, which is a comic store about 40 minutes from my house. Some of you guys may have heard of it. Some of you may have even bought some of their exclusives. But thanks to Mark over at Legion of Comics, he introduced me to Nelson. Nelson is the owner of Big Time Collectibles, and Nelson is a very friendly, generous person. So through that shop, I'm able to get behind the scenes stuff and sometimes see artists that you get access to artists that sometimes you don't normally get to outside of a convention. So I walk into the shop one day and he's like, dude, He's like, you got to go in the back and see what Miko's doing. He's like, the Crow. I was like, and for those who don't know, the Crow Lathe #3 for me is like one of those books when I found, as soon as I got into comics, I was like, I need it. I need it. I need it. I mean, I have Crow on my body, and Miko and the Crow is just one of those things I can't pass up. So when I go in the back, Miko is working on this.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
that's phenomenal.
And he was about halfway done with it. And I was like,
Yep, coming home with me.
Miko, I don't care what I got to pay. I need that, Miko.
Yeah. Got a kidney here for you. No problem.
So I was broke at the time, and I had to go into my rainy day fund and pretty much deplete it to buy that. The original comic for it is something called The Disputed Territory #1, which I have signed. I have the first COA, which was a MegaCon exclusive this past MegaCon. It's now going, I think, between $200 and $250 a copy.
Wow.
And mine's signed, and it's on its way to CGC to get signed. So it's going to get the shadow box treatment along with the Scotty one there.
What I love about that piece too, though, is it's not only spectacular art, but it's also moody art. Like you can feel the mood in that picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, this, and I told Miko this. I said to him, like I saw this, and there was a line in the movie where Top Dollar, the bad guy, sees the Crow for the first time, and he says, "So that's you, huh? The killer of killers." And automatically, that's what jumped out. I was like, "That's the title for this book, this art."
Yeah, the killer of killers.
So he signed that book. He put the killer of killers on it. And like I said, it's on its way to CGC to be shadow box with this one.
That's phenomenal. Wow.
For those who don't know, who love that, who don't want to pay $250 now, and I'm not paid by BTC, but this month's Big Time Collectibles membership box, the gold box, they get a foil version for that. $60. Well worth it. Well worth it. Yep.
There you go.
No, I mean, definitely would work as a Dark Tower gunslinger. Also, one of my favorites too. I have to slide back here a little bit because I'm going to show one more book. And I try to be careful because last time I tried to do this for Rob, I broke my statue, and I don't want to do that.
I think as long as you're pulling it from below the statues, you're okay.
And
Unless
DJ's
it
got
falls
some
up.
info. The foil version is pre-selling on eBay for $180.
Jesus. Try to get that over the wall up here. Christ, 3 times that.
I brought up Austin LeMay before, and one of the things in our, I don't know when I'm running over here. One of the things that came about from Heroes Con is I do a little show. I'm fortunate enough to do a little show on Friday nights with DJ Mark, Tyler, and Remy Q called In the Mix. And we did our first exclusive.
Oh, yeah. That thing is great.
This
I got
is
one of those signed by Nikki 9.5.
Yes, you do. The Salve #1 exclusive Illuminati cover done by Austin LeMay. It's got our own little COA. It's got our own little logo back there.
DJ's got the original art.
DJ's got the original art. Shout out to him for buying that because I kind of had to stay in the family. So, yeah, shout out to him. I mean, for me, it's not about big keys anymore. I've had big keys. X-Men #1. The only one that's eluded me probably is Spider-Man #1 and of course Amazing Fantasy 15, which I'll never have.
Never say never, man. You never know.
For me, I don't know. It's just like I don't want to chase big books anymore. Like I've been kind of having the itch to buy a 181, but I'm like, why? I'm going to look at it
because the books you get from the community end up meaning so much more.
They do, and I have my sign. Like for me, to have something I can put up on the wall and look at is more important than saying I have a big key. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times you'll look at it and be like, all right, that's cool. I got it. And then put it away and you never really look at it again.
What if
Unless
put it
you're
on your wall,
Rob and
so
then
you
you
have a
got
big wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple I pull out all the time, and it's just, and I'll sit there and you spend a few minutes with it. You remember why you have it, who gave it to you, what the story is behind it. It's just nice.
Yeah, like this past year, I've had a Silver Surfer number 4. I think it was like an 8.5. I was like, for me, I had to have that book. I had to have it. I needed it. Like from day one, I was like, that's one I had to get. And when I got it, I looked at it twice. I put it back, and I was like, all right, it's got to go now.
Yeah, it was just like one of those itches, huh?
Just one of those things. For me, the hunt of it is important. Getting it at a great price also too is important, but I'm just like, for me, it's about stuff. I don't care if it's a key now, just stuff that makes me happy or that has a story behind getting it, you know.
Yeah, some personal value, not monetary.
Yeah. So,
well, and you guys are doing a lot of that over with the Illuminati too. When you got the books you guys are doing together is nice.
Yeah, that's a great thing, especially to have one of us in the community, in our corner of the community, to do the cover and it just come out amazing like that. Is
Right?
just,
I remember when you guys all did the reveal; it was fun.
Oh, we still got the metal one. I'm looking so forward to Heroes Con this year to get it signed by everybody, because we have, I think there were 6 metal covers made, and
Exactly.
then we're gonna sign that. Yeah. So
Now-
not a lot of crazy books. I mean, I have a New Mutants 94 over here, 98 here. That's one of those always cool books. I love Deadpool, but you've seen that
Right.
before here on this channel.
DJ saying 7 medals.
7 medals. You know, so
That's right, and it's odd, like just some of the stuff that ends up meaning more to you than the keys. It's just it's something you find once you get in the community. When you get that stuff, it starts blowing you away.
Yep.
Oh, 6 for those involved. 1 auctioned off at C3.
Yeah. So another thing, and to me, it's like it's all about feeling what I have now instead of just saying, "Oh, I got that."
Are you going to get after you get everyone signed on it? You're going to get your metal one in case, so it just stays that way.
Yeah, for those who know me, I'm a slab guy, so I can read digitally. For me, the value of a comic, especially too, I'm kind of a grade whore, so to speak. So if I can have, like, I have a couple of 9.2s, 9.4s on my wall, but I'm just like,
Those
I
low
gotta replace-
grades. Yeah.
See,
I gotta replace
horrible.
those.
I want just once to send a book out and get an honest 9.9. I've never got one. It's what I want to get at some. I just want to like
9.9.
I've got
Right.
one there. I've got one there. I've got 2 there.
that you got back or bought.
One that I bought, and 3 or 4 that I've gotten back.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of it is a special thing. I want a 10 now. So
Goals. Gotta have goals.
actually, what I'm on the lookout for, and I think everybody will appreciate this one, is a 9.5.
Right. Which they don't do.
An error,
Wizard World has done a few. I think there were less than
That was that promo. Yeah.
less than a dozen. I think there might be even like 4 or 5 titles that actually have the 9.5s. I think Young Avengers is one of them, but they're pretty pricey. But I don't know. We'll see. I think I need to add one of those to my collection before it's done.
Just that. Oh, it's too bad you can't get that Austin LeMay cover in a 9.5.
Yeah, they don't do 9.5s anymore. I think they did 9.5s in the early 2000s, and other than stuff like trading cards, they don't do 9.5s anymore.
I think they should go up to a
Those were
10.1.
one-offs.
Milt says all his 9.9s are medals or girly books.
See, and the funny thing is, all of the medals that I've tried to get done, I've never even got a 9.8 in a medal. So
Wow.
Yeah, which is crazy, right? Because you're expecting a minimum 9.8.
It's
Yeah,
a metal
like that-
cover, for Christ's sake.
that XO Manowar right there is a metal cover, and it came back a 9.4. Really?
Is it dented? Bent?
No, I don't know if it's scuffed on the cover or something in interior
Fingerprints.
wise. I mean, other books I would definitely shout out, like this one here, the Juicy Jason variant I showed on the last time show. That's a 1-of-1 from Mark Legion of Comics. That's near mint or near moist pages.
I remember you getting that. I remember that video too.
This one up here, also too, one of my favorites, an AOK from Remy Q. Voltron, one of my favorites as I was a kid.
Yeah.
A couple of the other ones I said, that's John Jang that I got, Ken Hazer, a whole bunch of them. Like I said, I don't know. See? And
We talked about you earlier, Panda.
It's coming. It's
He's digging
coming.
again.
It's coming. There you go. Yep.
son of a bitch.
Sending him to go drop off drinks.
And those 4 women are still wondering what happened to Nikki 9.5.
You're right.
He dropped off drinks and then he was gone.
I do leave a lasting impression. I think he even got a picture of that.
Station
Fable's one of those dudes.
I'm on his show again soon too. Polkan Joe and I did his show together. That was a fun time.
Yeah. Fable is he was one of my first guests on 3 Up, 3 Down. It was him. I think it was TM Nerdy at the time when I first started Friday nights. But that's it. I mean, I can pull out other stuff that means.
That was good stuff, man.
What's your spec book?
This right here, Things I Do in My Underwear by Taylor Winder.
I have that too right in the other room.
Huge spec behind this because that guy's big, especially around football season. And that comes with some crow art also.
Nice.
So shout out to Taylor.
Yeah, that was a fun thing when you bought those books. He did like a little sketch in them for you.
That's a horrible spec book, Taylor.
Yeah, well, I would say that spec book would have to be that Undisputed Territory, available this month only from Big Time Collectibles. It's $60.
Nice. So, yeah, get to the website, check it out, and get your copy ordered, or else pay $180 on the eBays.
One more.
But all right, so sweet.
Or
We're gonna go around the horn here. Rob, what's coming up for you, sir?
Well, Thursday I'll be doing a video on. I have a product review video that'll be out, and Saturday I got Only Slabs with Excelsior Slabs returning to the show.
Nice.
Then Monday mail call.
All right, and Steve, what's coming up for you, sir?
I got a package rushing here from Arlington, Texas, heading over the wall from my comic shop. Couple of packages, so I'll be doing some unboxings there. And of course, my G.I. Joes on Monday. That's still happening. And the Voices Choices on Wednesday.
Nice.
And then, of course, we've got our Catet every couple of weeks on Evil Mike's channel when we're talking about the Dark Tower with Stephen King. Got Nauman on there and Trev the Shipping Guru. And we're all hanging out. Phil-tastic. That's a fun time.
And are you on Joe's espresso mail call sooner?
Yeah, I don't know when the next one's coming. He hasn't really talked about it and what's going on with that. So one of these days, we'll be back on that too.
Yeah, that's an awesome series. That made me redo the Dark Tower. I'm up to the Wolves of the Kala now.
Yeah.
I'm listening to that on audiobook.
Coming up for me. So Thursday, it's me, Metarog, Damien, Sleepy Reader, and Naman, a comic bookworm. We're doing a retrospective talking about the themes of the 1976 movie Logan's Run and why it's still relevant today, the things they were talking about in the movie and why it was ahead of its time. Friday night, you can catch me on K-Pop's channel at 7 o'clock, where I'll be talking about The Need and being interviewed by Katie. Then you can catch me on my own channel at 9 o'clock with Milt, where we're going to discuss Milt's super fandom of Howard the Duck. And that's going to be a really fun show. And Milt's going to bring out a lot of great books, and we're going to go down nostalgia lane with them and talk about a lot of great stuff. Then I think think I got something Saturday, but I can't remember now. But Nick, what's coming up for you, sir?
Just hit that follow button and notify
he's
button.
doing shit every
Hit that
day.
notification bell.
Monday, Tuesday, Gary
Bing,
B.
bing.
Wednesday, Thursday, Gary B. Friday, Saturday, Gary B. Son.
I think Rob, you and I share that problem. You and I are everywhere all the time, it seems.
I don't work as hard as you guys all seem to think I do.
Also, check out Gary as he listens to Two Nerd Dads this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, where Ignacio and I will be discussing space racism, maybe some weird stuff.
What
And
time?
1 p.m. Eastern. And I think we will be giving away a copy of Gary BDE Baker's sizzling hot book, Need.
I think everyone in the community has one at this point. Everyone's been super nice.
If you don't, check it out, and we'll be giving one away, at least one away.
Got to get one of them signed copies. Those are the ones.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, I'll get you one, Steve. Nick, I already got one set aside for you. It should be going out Friday with Caroline's. I just had to order 5 more, and I'm just gonna keep ordering my copies 5 at a time and get them in here.
Trying to get some of that golden mist. That's what I need.
Yeah, I'll put a little nectar on it for you.
Thanks, everybody.
Guys, thank you so much to the crowd. Thank you to my co-host Nick. Thanks for coming on again, bud. Love having you and seeing you all the time.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, no, I'm going to be completely tuned in, and you and Ignacio. I love you guys together in your show. And guys, as we like to say, keep it casual.